Welcome to this Wetfish Films production, a delve into why structure matters, especially underwater. Why does structure matter? If you look at land, where there is more structure in general, there is more life and diversity. Take the Amazon rainforest. The trees provide the structure, the shelter and all the other biodiversity. The generalists and specialists all have a place to live, find food, make a home and reproduce. Balance is achieved and no one species is dominant. The sea is much the same as a desert and in general is full of environments with little or no structure. As a result, each environment is filled with specialists. In the seagrass meadows, sandy plains and muddy bottoms, here the specialists reign. Food and homes are limited as a result. Reproduction is limited to the few short weeks a year when the sea temperature is right and the food is plentiful, all limiting the numbers for all species underwater. Now let's look at a man-made structure, and a good example here is Swanage Pier. It is a shallow coastal area, water temperature is high in summer, around 24 degrees Celsius. It has several different habitats. At the edges it is bathed in sunlight, in the middle it is dark and foreboding, in between there is a twilight zone even on bright summer's days. This offers a broader range of habitat. As a result, there is a greater biodiversity of life, similar to the rainforest. Moreover, over the years, when things have been renewed, like legs, the old ones have been left on the bottom, again creating even more habitats. In the summer months, there is an invasion of species. Here you can see some sprats that have come to the pier for protection and to feed on such foods as plankton in the water column. This attracts larger fish such as mackerel and sea bass to feed on the sprats. This is the virtuous circle of life in action before our eyes. Two-spot gobies are everywhere. They are just above the bottom of the food chain and make a living wherever there is a patch of weed. You may well have noticed that every surface is covered in weed, and this weed is crawling with life. Here is a classic example of exactly what I'm trying to say. A completely different seaweed in the zone between the bright sunlight and the shade of the boardwalk. The perfect place to set up home and a place where others can too. Here we see the side of a metal plate. It's in the twilight zone, but a sponge has successfully colonised this difficult place to live. A true specialist and a great example. twilight there is less light. However, it's where all the specialists absolutely love to live. One of those specialists is a small but very aggressive little fish, the tompot blenny. The males, just like robins on land, have their own territory, with food and shelter, which they hope to attract the female. And they will protect their area very aggressively, even against divers, as I have found out on many occasions. Snake-locking enemies just sit and wait. Their arms are armed with stinging cells. As you can see, a very successful predator for the unwary who may pass this way. The observant among you will have noticed small shoals of fish all the way through the film. This structure's greatest role is that of nursery for the young, providing shelter and food to grow into adults. Most, if not all divers who dive this place pick up litter and fishing gear from our terrestrial brothers who leave it behind, so it's a clean and well looked after environment to allow all of this life to thrive. Here is a first for me in 40 years of diving. I mentioned it being a nursery. These little blue fish are baby sea bream, and what a lovely sight to see and share with you. If you fall from the pier, the ladder is there to give you access back onto the pier for your safety. However, even that has been fully colonised by various seaweeds, as you can see. group of 3 tompat blennies, being very tolerant of both me and each other, which I can assure you doesn't happen very often under the pier. A small shoal of juvenile bib, a very distinctive fish with their stripes, caught in the headlights so to speak and scattering because of my camera lights and my movements at the same time. As you can see, I'm not the only member of the Isle of Purbeck Sub-Aqua Club on the pier making images and having fun. However, I do like sneaking up and catching them in the act. Here you can see anemones in 4 inches of water on the pier wall. So is it time to take structure and wrecks seriously as the cradle of diversity in the sea? Should we be depositing more cleaned waste materials and wrecks on the bottom, thus creating more habitat for life to thrive? It is a big question to answer, one we need to think about for life underwater for the future. Thank you for watching the latest Wet Fish Films Odyssey, and we hope to see you on the next episode.